The Galactic Conservation Station orbited a dying star at the edge of charted space, its gleaming silver hull reflecting faint amber light across the void. Inside, Dr. Mara Dallin stood before a reinforced observation window, watching the newest arrivals with a mixture of professional curiosity and personal dread. Cub Fenric pressed his face against the transparent barrier from the other side, his triple rows of obsidian teeth visible even through closed lips. The Vacrine cub, barely 3 cycles old by his species' reckoning, left condensation marks on the plexisteel as he exhaled, his 6 eyes blinking in an unsynchronized pattern that most sentient species found deeply unsettling. "They're beautiful," Myra said into her comlink. "They're apex predators from a death world," came the dry response from Station Commander Zelix, a Orthani whose evolutionary path had wisely avoided anything resembling a spine. "Beautiful is not the descriptor I would choose." Myra smiled despite herself. Humans had that peculiar trait, seeing danger and thinking adorable. It had served them poorly in Earth's early spacefaring days, but remarkably well once they'd joined the Galactic Council as the resident crazy species. Who else would volunteer to run a conservation station for endangered predators? The door to the observation deck hissed open. Myra turned to see 3 more Vacrine cubs tumbling through, their fur a mixture of midnight blue and silver, matted in several directions at once. They moved like liquid shadows, all teeth and claws and unsettling flexibility. "Dr. Dallin," said her assistant, a trembling Pixen named Court. "The grooming supplies you requested have arrived." Perfect timing. Myra accessed the environmental controls, opening the gate between the observation deck and the cub's habitat. Commander Zelix's voice crackled with alarm through the cum. "Myra, what are you?" "Relax, Commander. They're cubs. Babies." She stepped through the threshold, carrying a container of specialized brushes designed for dangerous fauna. "Besides, humans have been grooming murder machines since we domesticated wolves 15,000 years ago." Fenric approached first, his movements cautious. In the wild, Vacrine cubs learned to hunt within days of birth. In captivity, especially with their parent killed by poachers, they learned something else entirely: trust. "Hey there, little guy," Myra cooed, crouching to his level. She pulled out the first brush, its bristles made from synthesized keratin strong enough to penetrate the cub's dense fur. "Let's get you looking handsome, shall we?" Fenric sniffed the brush. Then, with the lightning reflexes that made adult Vacrine the most feared ambush predators in 3 sectors, he snatched it from her hand and promptly began brushing the nearest chair. Myra blinked. "That's not quite what I had in mind." The other 3 cubs noticed Fenric's new toy. Within seconds, they descended upon the remaining brushes in Myra's container like a pack of like exactly what they were. Each cub grabbed a brush and immediately began attacking the furniture with enthusiastic, if misguided, vigor. "They're destroying the habitat," Court observed from the safety of the observation deck. "They're learning," Myra corrected, though she winced as Fenric dragged his brush across an expensive ergonomic couch, leaving deep grooves in the synth leather. "Sort of," one cub Myra had named her, Whisper, for her uncanny silence when Stocking had wedged herself between 2 chairs and was furiously brushing both simultaneously. Another, Midnight, had discovered that brushes made excellent climbing tools and was now attempting to scale the habitat's smart wall, leaving a trail of scratches in his wake. The 4th cub, Ember, had apparently decided the brush was prey. She pounced on it repeatedly, her juvenile hunting instincts on full display as she executed textbook Vacrine killing strikes against the hapless grooming tool. "This is a disaster," Commander Zelix observed. Myra couldn't help but laugh. "This is parenting." She approached Fenric, who had moved on from the chair to the wall paneling. "Okay, buddy. Let me show you." She gently took the brush from his paw, impressive that he let her, and slowly, carefully began brushing his fur. Fenric froze. His 6 eyes widened. A sound emerged from his throat that Myra's universal translator couldn't quite interpret. Something between a purr and a subsonic rumble. "That's it," she murmured, working the brush through his tangled coat. "See? Much better than furniture," the other cubs noticed. Whisper abandoned her chair-brushing campaign and patted over, curious. Then Midnight dropped from the wall with a soft thud. Even Ember released her captured brush to investigate. Within minutes, Myra was surrounded by Vacrine cubs, all demanding their turn with the actual grooming. She obliged as best she could, brushing each in turn while they made that strange, satisfied sound. Their fur, once matted and wild, began to shine with an almost liquid quality. Remarkable, Commander Zelix admitted. How did you know that would work? I didn't, Myra said honestly, now brushing Whisper while Fenric impatiently nudged her free hand. But humans learned long ago that most species predator or prey respond to gentle touch and care. We just have to be patient enough to let them figure out we're not a threat. Court's voice came through the cum, tinged with wonder. The council said humans were insane to run this station. Said you'd be eaten within a month. Maybe we are a little insane, Myra agreed, laughing as Midnight tried to groom Ember with one of the discarded brushes, mimicking Myra's movements with clumsy enthusiasm. But that's what makes us good at this. She looked at the cubs, these orphan predators from a world so hostile it made Earth look like a vacation resort. In the wild, they'd be learning to tear apart prey 3 times their size. Here, they were learning that not everything needed to be hunted, that touch could mean comfort instead of combat. The furniture, though, Commander Zelix said, surveying the damage through the observation window. That will come out of your budget. Worth it, Myra said, watching as Fenric successfully groomed Whisper's ear, his tiny claws gentle despite their lethality. Besides, chairs can be replaced. Endangered species can't. The cubs continued their grooming practice long into the station's night cycle, sometimes brushing each other, sometimes brushing Mara, occasionally still brushing the furniture when they forgot themselves. But slowly, instinctively, they were learning. And Myra Dallin, human conservationist and professional crazy person, smiled as she documented another successful day at the galaxy's most dangerous daycare. After all, someone had to teach predators how to be civilized. Might as well be the species that domesticated death itself.